Picture yourself waking up one morning and thinking, I've been living for other people. What about me? Suddenly you realize you've been saying yes to everyone else for way too long. You've worried about their opinions, tried to make them happy, and almost forgot who you are. Choosing yourself may feel scary, but it can also be the best decision you ever make. In this video, let's explore what happens when you finally decide to put yourself first. 1. That eye-opening moment. One day you just know something's off. You look in the mirror and think, I'm not living my true life. Maybe you said yes when you wanted to say no. Maybe you avoided your own dreams because you feared letting people down. Carl Jung, a famous psychologist, said, your vision will become clear only when you look into your heart. This moment of clarity can shake you up, but it's also the start of real change. 2. The world reacts. When you first choose yourself, expect some backlash. Some people might say you've changed or call you selfish. It's not that you suddenly turned into a bad person. You're just no longer bending over backward to please everyone else. And yes, some friends or family members might feel uncomfortable. They were used to you as the yes person, always putting their needs first. Now they see you respecting your own boundaries. But remember, real friends will support you, not shame you. 3. The feeling of inner freedom. Once you decide to be yourself, something magical happens. You discover that you don't have to prove anything anymore. You don't have to twist yourself into shapes to get approval. You realize you're allowed to say no without apologizing. This is what Carl Jung called individuation, becoming the real, unfiltered you. It's like a huge weight lifts off your shoulders. You're free from the heavy need to please everyone else, and it feels awesome. 4. The past loses its grip. Before choosing yourself, you might have chased praise or worried about people's opinions. But now those old habits no longer have control over you. You see that your past choices, often made to fit in, didn't fill the emptiness inside. Jung said real growth happens when you look within for answers, not outside. By choosing yourself, you realize that you're already worthy. You don't need anybody else to tell you that you matter. 5. Surprising coincidences start to happen. Have you ever noticed that when you do something truly right for yourself, the universe seems to line up and help you? You bump into the perfect mentor, or a long-lost friend suddenly calls with just the advice you need. Jung called this synchronicity. When you live in tune with your soul, doors open more easily. That doesn't mean everything will be a smooth ride. You'll still face challenges, but you'll sense this bigger flow of positive energy around you. 6. Learning to love alone time. Choosing yourself often means letting go of certain people or activities that no longer serve you. This can feel lonely at first. But here's the good news. Loneliness can be a big teacher. It gives you space to find out who you really are. You might rediscover old hobbies or learn new skills you never had time for before. Eventually, you stop dreading time by yourself because you realize you're enough. You don't need toxic friends or draining relationships to feel complete. You're your own best company. 7. The power of your own choice. Carl Jung also said, he who looks outside dreams, he who looks inside awakes. In other words, your new life isn't going to come from what people think of you. It won't come from chasing someone else's approval. It starts with the choice to truly be yourself. That choice can change everything. It's not always easy. Some days you might feel uncertain or miss the old comforts. But this path leads to a more real and fulfilling life. 8. You create your own definition of happiness. The best part of choosing yourself is that you get to decide what happy looks like. Instead of following the crowd, you follow your own heart. Maybe you love writing poetry. Maybe you want to travel alone. Maybe you dream of starting a small business. When you live by your values, you realize that genuine joy comes from being true to yourself, whether or not it fits anyone else's idea of success. 9. Embracing the ongoing journey. Don't worry if you don't have all the answers right now. The most important step is deciding not to settle for a life that doesn't feel right. Yes, it might be scary to leave your old ways behind, but remember, staying stuck is scarier in the long run. The unknown can be exciting when you trust that you're doing what's right for you. Like Jung hinted, every big change starts inside. And once you make that shift, you'll never see life the same way again. Final thought. Choosing yourself is not selfish. It's an act of love toward your own soul. It may lead some people to walk away, but it also makes space for new, supportive friends and a deeper sense of peace. Don't let fear keep you from becoming the person you were always meant to be. If you found any piece of wisdom here, share it with a friend who needs a boost. And if you're ready to commit to your authentic self, let me know in the comments. Sometimes just putting it into words makes all the difference. Thanks for joining me on this journey, and remember, you are allowed to pick yourself first. It might be the bravest and best choice you'll ever make.